Nagabenta ki khubor baman kasni pet but subscribe ya u Antor News. Khubleye phi baro kinigilong ki khubor bamenta kasni. Ka Sorkar kalarai ban wan rakno ya ka policy ban pentikna ba baro akatunat ka kot ka kya kindai ban mat iki jingba kam shaki jaka ki ba. Jangai pensngo ka kong Amprin Emlingdo menteri ka kot ka kya ka Jylla. Ha ka jingya kendo berkilat pathai kubor hadin ka jingya lang bala penyan da menteri rong ba ka Jylla konrat ki sangma ber ki he ka tunat ka kot ka kya ne ka sining kong. Ka menteri ke thu ka tanat kala IT ka jingterwa ka babnya ba kumno on pentikna ya ka jingwan jogi doctor specialist ban Shakri ya ka Jylla Meghalaya kum ki doctor Sorkar. Ha ka biadai ya ka civil hospital Shillong ka Sorkar Jylla kala dep ban shong bishar ya ka jingtreikam jogi civil hospital bad ki district hospital ka Jylla. Ha po ka life hun rubnai nalor banne AA ru halor ka jingduna ki doctor specialist da ka ba ai ya ki song ki babiang. Ka kong menteri ke thu but pintip yu chief minister halor ka jingduna ki paramedical staff jingduna ki doctor specialist but ki medical shu ka Sorkar kala shong bishar ke ei ka badon ha kini ki jaka sumar ka jing Shakri bar ki jingdon kam haba phai shaki jingtei ha ka bayadei ki kam ki baha ban shimkhya bar ka ei ka jingyarap song pisa ka badon kam ba ka Sorkar kan ai khnang ban pentikna ba kilat jing sumar jongi kinlong ki ba khambyang benrap ka menteri ha ka ba menteri rangba un petlang ya gani ka benta.
Were basically to evaluate the performance of civil hospitals and district hospitals across the state of Meghalaya. We had reviewed the positions, the performance, the requirements of infrastructure, also reviewed the indexes for evaluation of performance. And it was decided today that amongst the most critical requirements in all of these hospitals was the HR. And the Honorable Chief Minister is now informed about the shortfall of nurses, shortfall of paramedical staff, shortfall of specialists, shortfall of medical doctors. This evaluation was done with the purpose to ensure that we are able to track the performance of all of our hospitals. And we will await for another interaction with the Honorable Chief Minister to see what are the other areas and what are the financial inputs that government will be taking to ensure that our health system improves substantially. We are giving ourselves about 24 to 36 months and we will evaluate the performance accordingly. We have also taken a decision that it is important for us to incentivize services of health personnel across the state of Meghalaya. You will notice that in very far-flung places of services provided to the public via the health department, there will always be a resistance by health personnel across the board. So we are looking at the initiation of a policy that will firstly ensure that everyone in the system in the health department must have a compulsory difficult posting. Everyone in the health system should not, for example, take recluse to the fact that we do not have provisions for housing of the health personnel whenever they are posted out. We've evaluated the scales of pay of all health personnel and we have seen that there are provisions for acquiring of housing facility for doctors, housing facilities for nurses. We hope that we will be able to evaluate ourselves. This is a self-assessment. Before any third party comes, government should be seized of what are the potentials, weaknesses, strengths of our own services. We are also a little alarmed at the fact that referrals to higher facilities is a common practice in all of our health centers, our health hospitals, government hospitals. We are going to find out now, we're going to invest substantially on further detailed researching. Why is it that referral of patients is a common practice in all of our uh, government hospitals? Why is it that patients ask for referral against medical advice in most situations? We are going to try and see whether or not the government can handhold the health department to ensure that we are able to provide the basic of all basic amenities to our citizens wherever they are located without pressurizing patients to move out of their own areas, own homes, and to travel distances across either in the state or across to other states for their medical treatments. That's one thing that we feel is a top priority in the government, and this is what the Honorable Chief Minister reviewed. He has visited the Jowai Civil Hospital. He has visited, of course, his his own constituency, the Tura Civil Hospital. We are shortly going to have a review meeting even in the civil hospital Shillong, and we are going to see how best we can turn around this faith that the public have in our health institutions. I think that this is a very, very important intervention of the Honorable Chief Minister, and we hope, like he has created a magic in reduction of maternity deaths, we hope that we will be able to have this reduction overall in the entire health system. We also talked about availability of essential drugs. That is a very, very important area, and Honorable Chief Minister has made necessary advices to the department officials to ensure that we generate individual dispensaries in every civil hospital or MCH hospital or these subdivisional hospitals across the state of Meghalaya. That was a very interesting interaction. So, more or less, in a nutshell, this was what we discussed. Government services in the state of Meghalaya. We must have adequate incentivization. So that has been decided, and officials will now go back and plan various proposals or packages to offer to these specialists so that we are able to fill all the vacancies in the specialist category. As far as MOs are concerned, we are well aware of the fact that we as a state are suffering greatly from this crunch of medical doctors. We have a big gap even in ordinary MOs. So we now are going to review all of these deficiencies, and we hope that we'll be able to bring out more attractive packages for the doctors. There is no dearth of nursing talent in the state of Meghalaya. We have qualified nurses. We have qualified nurses who are BSc and above. We have qualified nurses who are GNMs, ANMs, and we have this huge backup of the community that is lending a very important connection between the health services and reaching out to the public. the village health councils are an important and also are a unique factor in the state of Meghalaya. We want to cash in on this. We want to ensure that community participation will be the magic mantra to turn around an otherwise very inadequate system where public have this perception that if you go to a government facility, nothing happens. So we want to send this message across. Let us see. Look at the indicators of our failures and our gaps, fill them up, and push the system so that we perform better. So this is something which we discussed and I think has great relevance and great potential in the state of Meghalaya.
What is the shortage of doctors?
Data with me right now. I can share this data with you at a future time, but I think the coverage of MOs is at about average 60+%, 60 to 70%. I may be wrong, but I think that that is what it is.